Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
Hi.
We're going to be watching more of The Umbrella Academy today. We are on episode 5 of season 2. We're not looking at the title, but last week's episode was called The Majestic 12, which makes sense.
Dad's part of it.
He might be number 12. Maybe he's number 1. We know there's a 12th person, but it doesn't necessarily mean, if there is an order, that he's number 12. He could be any number.
Right, yeah.
But that it matters, right? I don't know. Maybe it does.
But he's one of them.
He's one of them.
He's one of them, yes.
5 shouted something to him, and we don't know what he said, but he is very stoic. Like, you never see any, full-on expressions with Hargreaves, so I'm kind of like, I feel like he said something very important to him, and it's going to stick by him and hopefully come into play in a good way.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm hoping too.
Favor.
And Dad must know that this was going to happen. He doesn't seem like really fazed by it. He's just...
I know, and that's what's hard, because he doesn't seem fazed by anything, so it's just really hard to tell.
Right.
But I agree, he doesn't seem too fazed by it, but at that moment when 5 yelled at him when he was getting into the car with Grace, I was like, okay, I really think that, fazed him, and we just don't see it, because it's hard to tell with him, but I'm hoping that will be a good thing later on.
I hope so, too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like words of encouragement, like we're here for you, or we know what's going on. So, who knows? Because it was in a different language. We don't know. So.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to talk about 5 because during setup, Kim, you brought that up, and we were just saying, all the acting in this is great. And 5 is such a great character, because here you have this kid who's acting as an adult, and he has a swagger or something.
Yeah,
Kim, you were saying he
crashes a party. He walks like an older person. He's got the bowed out elbows, and he walks a little bit more crotchety than he's a kid.
No,
he's the same age as the other guys, but he just
very bendy,
he's very
bouncy.
he's very stiff. He's walking like an older person,
and that's probably intentional too.
Yeah,
he's probably told to be that way, or maybe he just brought that into his character. But it's very believable, because I do see 5 as an older guy.
Definitely.
And even though we get reminders of that, it's just funny because you could totally just see it.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and his mannerism and just the way he's perfect. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Yes. And with him drinking at a party, nobody realizes he's younger.
That's what I love too. They're all hiding and blending in at a party, and he's like a kid and no one cares, and he's drinking. They're like, oh, he's some kind of rich kid. I don't know. But the fact that he has his school uniform on all the time, and it's always a thing. He has nothing else. It's always that. That's funny. It's unchanging. Everyone else changes their outfits but him.
That's right.
But I just love that humor. Shall we get into this episode?
Yes.
Let's do it.
And as you guys know, we do have full reactions. If you want to check the links below, if you're not already watching on our Patreon, we have a big library.
Yes,
and they come out earlier than they do on YouTube. So, woohoo. 2:05. Congo? Oh.
Is that Congo?
Yeah.
That's Grace.
Yeah.
It's okay, little fella. No one's gonna hurt you.
Give me more work.
Oh, there he is.
Kind of has a smile.
No.
Hmm.
There he is.
Oh,
there he is. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Look at how scared he looks.
Oh, the poor thing.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
He's got the serum.
Ooh, yeah.
Serum, yeah.
It's used for Luther.
Mm-hmm.
Right through the chest.
Okay.
Oh. What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's like their son.
Pajamas
Oh.
That's cute.
And you fight like you know what you're doing.
So
see?
Yeah.
That makes me the bad guy.
If I see you again, I will kill you.
Wow. And Diego's just... Well, Diego's kind of mad at her, too.
Why?
Because he's a kid and you're a man.
I guess it's that...
Bloody act like one.
Oh, boy.
How many more rock bottoms are you gonna have to hit before you start taking care of yourself?
25.
What ghost are you talking to now?
This one is ugly. dumb.
Is that really necessary?
Excuse me.
Got a girl.
I've got a blender and some much better booze. So if we're
Oh, no.
drinking,
I think we've earned a day off. Okay, half a day. A few hours. Hush up. Talking makes things real. And real things end. This feels sweeter than that.
I guess what happened there?
He's hungry.
I saw him.
He starts yelling.
Give me what you got.
That was nice.
That's nice of him, yeah.
Reginald Hargreaves? I am your son.
Really? Nice party.
The physics of numerous quanta tells us that we cannot be certain about anything, especially if time is concerned.
I'm your son.
No, you're not.
But no, I'm from the future.
No, you're not. I would expect more from them than a scruffy face, poor hygiene, and your grotesque simian proportions.
That's horrible. Oh, that hurt.
Wow. Yeah.
Is my bathrobe? No.
Okay.
Way more.
Do I need to talk? No, she's married. That's rough. I can handle it.
Through eating.
Why don't you go ahead and take some time off?
Oh, that's awkward as heck now.
Harlan don't care.
Oh, yeah, he's upset.
Yeah.
He's tired of having to fight for your goddamn attention.
Ooh. Crud.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just spending the day with my family.
Yeah, she just wants to make everything status quo.
You said they were on our side. Well, I was in the process of executing our mission. My mission that you gave me, and they got in the way.
Oh, my.
And now my cover's blown.
I have been lying to you. Commission has no idea that we're here.
So what are we doing here?
You lied to them, and they lied to me, and everybody lies to everyone else. Grow up, Buttercup.
Ow.
She slapped him.
ugh, your wound is weeping.
Oh, my dear, that's not a problem at all.
Why not?
I have a very busy day.
Y'all know Jell-O used to be a delicacy.
All kinds of molds.
If we have some, will you shut up?
Ew. No thanks.
The last time I saw this one, she had me suspended midair, sucking the life out of me with energy tentacles.
Oh, I would love to see an energy tentacle.
I thought she liked me, but turns out that she's...
Oh, thank God.
Did we all get sexier?
I missed you. I got someone to.
Oh, that's
Can't say hi to nobody?
Hi, Allison.
What was that?
Hi, Allison.
Thank you.
These poor cats. Don't kick it.
Oh my god.
Hey. Don't you back it in.
The Swedes.
What does it
Boy.
say? What does that mean?
Oh, they're on him.
Has anyone here done anything to screw up the timeline?
I think everyone has.
Klaus is doing something weird and pervy, but probably related. See, clearly, we were all sent back here for one special reason.
Okay, I'm out.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I did. I heard a 58-year-old man who still wants his daddy to come and fix everything.
Can push him.
No.
Will you throw him?
Oh my goodness.
Don't. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna go for it.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Vanya, tacos?
Is there any way that
Tacos.
are gonna cause the end of the world?
I mean, there's only one way to find
I love Klaus. I'm like tacos.
Is it Tuesday?
I don't know. I mean, we're all crazy where Dad's concerned.
Oh, I'm not. He's an asshole. I'm awesome. That's very simple. You understand? Okay?
Daddy?
Oh,
A light supper.
Should I eat before I go?
Hey, wouldn't it be weird if 5 grew up all hot? Wouldn't that be weird?
Technically,
Afterwards, use the word technically. You're already in trouble.
okay.
The healthiest long-term relationship in this family was when 5 was banging that mannequin.
I'm banging her.
Come on. Get over here.
oh say.
Aww.
Okay. I used to do the twist.
It's great. Love it. That's his shirt in the back.
That's good. Whoa.
Oh.
Oh,
there you
nasty.
go. Whoa, way.
Ew.
Oh.
Oh, is this boo? Don't do it.
What?
Think about it.
How's she doing that?
What?
Got her outfits.
Yeah,
It's backwards.
Did you miss me, you little shit?
And my heart wants to go with you.
Sissy! What happened to that beer, girl?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
She's drunk too. She's gonna react.
Don't you dawdle now.
Oh boy.
We don't get to live our fantasies.
I know, it scares me a little bit because she's a good
Yeah,
person,
I
but
think
she
that-
can't control her emotions.
It's not good.
Ew!
Oh.
Wow.
I was at a ceremony for his leg.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
left.
Wow.
Oh my God, they're still just waiting for.
Oh my God. Oh.
I feel bad for them. They really cared for each other.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And they had a proper good burial.
They're so weird, so brutal that I just wanted them gone. And now seeing, like, there's so much corruption going on here, like so much betrayal, because now the handler's doing her own thing.
That's right.
So
Going
she
rogue.
trapped them. Yeah. So she didn't like that she got demoted, so now she's attacking the commission, I guess, and just taking out AJ's agents, I guess.
Right, and that's really going to put, a wrench into things because they worked together.
That's right. Yeah.
So well that, what are they going to do?
That
They're
one's
gonna,
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really sad. So they had a whole burial ceremony for him.
That's right.
And they really got emotional. I mean, like, even just the tearing up, you could tell it was a lot for them. Like, that was huge.
Yeah, and like the leader brother, he had a picture of them with, it looked like their mother, an old picture, just, like remembering the old days, just before they got the instructions and with the knife. So, it's just, it's sad, but, it's dog-eat-dog world,
That's right.
I wonder, because I know they're really smart and they're professionals and really good at their job, so they're going to piece that together, I think. I mean, it was a trap, yes, but it was Diego's knife.
Yes.
Do you think they think that was Diego planting that? Because how would he know? Or do you think that they know that there's something else going on, that someone's messing with their
I'm
plans.
thinking they probably think it's Diego.
I thought so too. Yeah, definitely, because the knife is there.
Because maybe that's their, maybe that's what the handler wants them to think, so they go after him.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So she wouldn't have to do it.
And this episode is called Valhalla, which makes sense at the end.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Saying goodbye their way.
Woo! Yeah, so I'm going to be different and say that the handler did that to stage it like it was Diego, but I think they're going to be smarter where they're going to realize it was a trap, because how would Diego know? Well, they fought, so I don't know. Yeah, so maybe that will just fall into place with the handlers.
Yeah,
you know?
and maybe they're going to think that, okay, we were after Vanya. She got away. Mm-hmm. She probably told Diego, and Diego's going after them for retaliation. So
that would make sense, yeah. I was going to say they're going to be like, no, that was a trap. Someone else planted that knife and threw us off guard. But no, they're going to think that. You're right. The handler's really good at this. And one interesting thing is Lila, she was moving quickly. We didn't see it, right? She would just disappear and reappear or something.
And it's
or
more
just like
smooth than how 5 does it. 5, you can see the flash, and the flash coming back. That's right. She just goes.
Was she just disappearing? Or, I don't know, because 5 would get there really fast, and then she wouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Yeah. So
it was even faster than him.
I mean, I know she's an excellent fighter. Does she just move that fast, or does she have powers of her own?
Right. Or is the handler doing it for her?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe she's time jumping with, because they have devices and stuff. Maybe she has a suitcase. Maybe you can travel that quickly. But I don't ever see a suitcase on her.
Maybe it's her filter cigarette.
Yeah, maybe. Take a puff really fast. Say something cool and then disappear. But I like seeing them fighting because I know 5 is an excellent fighter. But as a kid, I know his body can't take as much. I mean, yes, flexible maybe. But I just don't think his body, like when he was getting pummeled by the Swedes last time, I was like, oh god, it's like awful. But to see him actually fight, because he still has his fighting skills, like that was pretty cool.
He does.
To see.
And, even at the party when Lila was, going right for 5 to go help him, and Diego saw that. I mean, she knew she was going to be caught. She knew she couldn't say anything to Diego to make him believe her. Mm-hmm. And how could she not think that, he was going to, okay, completely blind and in love.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, he did something really wrong there.
I was surprised about that. I'm actually really proud of Diego. I mean, he loves her. He does have strong feelings, at least, for her. Yes, and sometimes you can be blinded by love. So for him to listen to 5 and just think of the facts and then be like, yeah, he's right over her. Yeah. Because it does make perfect sense. And he's also wounded more ways than one, but his heart's wounded because she went for 5, which was suspicious because they're both getting pummeled. He's getting strangled, and we were saying last time, we were kind of guessing what kind of excuses Lila was going to come up with to say, oh, well, I had to go after 5 because he was a kid, and that's kind of what we guessed, and it would make sense. She would say something like that. But, that was kind of a shock that she wouldn't help Diego because he was the one who was actually getting strangled.
Yeah, big time.
So he stuck with 5, but the whole thing was offended by it and now questioning things. So that was good on him to not be blinded by love and be like, oh, well, be hurt by it, but not be like, oh, everything's fine though, like you hurt me, but okay, you were saving 5, all right, and just like brush it off like it was nothing. Like, no, he
it's good for him.
Totally agrees.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think in this timeline that they're in, they are getting together quicker. They're not having their own struggles with each other. They are connecting quicker, and they're working better. It just seems like they're getting together. Like Allison and Klaus, like she's not shutting him out and, doing her own thing. She is, whether they're doing something wrong, she's encouraging him to drink and, she's doing it herself. But they're getting together quicker. They're not, having these confrontations.
I like that.
Other.
And now also with Allison going to tell Ray the whole story.
That's right. That's really going to be a mind blower for him.
Yeah, I'm kind of uneasy about that because I just don't think he's going to take it well. I mean, it's so bizarre. I have superpowers again. I know we discussed this, but then we time traveled. I have a billionaire father, and I have all these siblings who all time travel. There's an apocalypse coming. Like, it's just a lot to take in. Like, do you really believe that? I'd be like, you're a little crazy. I mean, I'm hoping that he'll be open-minded to that. We'll see, but maybe all these decisions will make the apocalypse happen. Like, I want them to live their lives like you want to live your life to the fullest. And they had positive things they wanted to do. So hopefully that doesn't make the apocalypse happen.
And at the farm, too, I thought Vanya was going to do something when they were discussing with
Yes,
Sissy,
I thought she was going to,
know.
trigger some kind of power that she was
right.
going to do something to Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and I really like Vanya, and I feel bad judging that, because just like the siblings are like, well, I just remember what you did then, and even Diego saying like, you know, you were strangling me with a tentacle or something, energy tentacle. I love Elliot too. Oh, like I want to see that.
I know.
But you know, when she said sorry, he was like, okay, yeah, like that's what he wanted. And they're treating her like a sibling, like a human being too.
Yes.
Like they're not like
yeah.
freaking out anymore. Like they had a bad thing happen to all of them. And, you know, her upbringing was terrible. And even Luther acknowledges that. I mean, they all had a crappy upbringing, but hers was the worst, you know?
Yeah.
So in this life, it's a lot better for her, and I'm glad she found love. Like, it's very complicated right now because of her husband and stuff.
I'm glad she walked out, though.
Yeah, so I'm glad she
Yes.
walked out, because it's showing that's who she is. Like, she was even upset when Five told her that she caused, or not Five, Luther told her that she caused the apocalypse, and she was really like, oh my God, like, why would I do something like that? Like, she was really upset.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot, and, you know, that's not her. Like, she was just so pent up with emotions and angry at everyone because everyone betrayed her, really. So I did have that, you know, feeling for a second, like, oh God, is she going to do something by accident? But she seems like she has more control of her powers, even though she's still new to them here, that she wasn't going to just lose control and get
Yes,
hateful.
and I think it has a
walked away.
lot to do with the amnesia. She doesn't have that baggage. You know, when she first realized, you know, her powers, and she had all this anger for her siblings, and now she doesn't have all that in the back of her mind with the amnesia. She's just, and she has to walk away, because in this timeline with Sissy, you know, submitting to her husband, even though she knows it's wrong, and she, you know, it's completely a farce that she can't just run away with Vanya. She'd love to do that. That's her fantasy. But in this reality, she is a homemaker in the 60s. She can't, you know, he's the provider. She can't just walk away. She needs to have, you know, a stable lifestyle,
especially for
on
her
a farm
son,
with her
too.
son, right?
Yeah.
And she can't just walk away. And
I doubt the husband will leave. Like, he'll probably get, of course, really angry and then be like, oh, well, you're not only cheating on me, but you're also like sleeping with a girl, and that was very like not accepted around that time.
Right.
So
even though it's okay for him to do it and go off on his own thing, and
and so he might get a lot worse with that whole
the
notion,
age.
and it might be a pride thing too. And he's like, well, I'm staying here no matter what, so you got to leave if they do split up, you know.
Right.
So then she'll, you know, have to, unless the son stays, but most likely the son will go with the mom, and then he'll be all displaced and in a different place that'll be hard to cope with, and so just a whole complicated scenario.
It is,
Sure
and
is,
you know, in the background of it all, in the 60s, that's what families did. You know, they just, you know, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to, you know, do what I have to do. I have to be married. I don't have an option of leaving someone. Even if it's a bad relationship. So it's tough.
It is.
I'm so glad that she just walked away, though.
Me too.
Me
I
too.
was so relieved about that.
I really love her in this one, and I love them all together. So
That's good.
this episode was great. We had moments of just fun and then bonding, and I love the scene with Allison, Klaus, and Vanya together drinking
that
and
was really
just
good.
kind of celebrating.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
okay, well, the world's going to end. You guys got to do something about it, but they were able to bond, and
very good,
they're appreciating life for what they have left, because it sucks they kind of gave up hope in a way, but at the same time, it's like, it's good that they made time for each other and they really do care for each other, especially Allison and Klaus together. I really do like them. You know, Klaus really gets comfortable with Allison, and I know they probably shouldn't be drinking still, but when you have an addiction and he's really at his low point again, and Allison keeps saying, no, 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 huff, huff, you know, and I get that. But then she finally accepted it in that moment to just ride it out a little bit, because he needed that. And, you know, her just pushing him away or being like, don't do that, it's going to push him away, and then they're going to be strained again.
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
you know, not to encourage it over a long period of time, but at least for now, like that was
Right,
good for
and
them
she
to
might
have
just say, you know, you
moments
have
together.
to concentrate. Let's pull ourselves together, right, and just, you know, let's try to stop the drinking. Maybe she'll do that, and maybe it'll work. And then Ben will be happy.
I feel so bad for Ben. I mean, I love Klaus, but he's being so rude about Ben. And it's kind of funny, but it's so freaking mean. And then he's sitting there saying, I miss you all so much. And they don't even know he's there.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And they're wondering if he was there. And he's like, no, he
what a jerk.
Ghosts don't travel the time very well.
One thing I'm hoping for is... because he can make Ben physical sometimes, how cool would it be if he can 100%, like, okay, he might stay dead and he'll always need Klaus, but he can maybe be in the physical world where everyone else can see him. And we did see that in the apocalypse in the first episode of this season where he was like the octopus thing in his gut and he was blue or something. So maybe he'll be like that or even more like fleshed out or something. So he can kind of
I think that would be great in front of Elliot, like eating the ambrosia.
It's just floating. Was that like a big thing?
It's like Hawaiian salad. Well, Mom makes the Hawaiian salad, but
Hawaiian salad, but
is
it
it?
a little bit more to it.
You know, I know Hawaiian salad is so good, but I am so weird about texture. I've always been so funny about texture. And if it's like sloppy or something, I'm like, bleh.
It's actually delicious. I mean,
I know. I've tried it. It's delicious, but it's a texture.
Yeah, that
was more soupy.
He's all about the molds, and that's what it was back then.
Yeah,
those Jello molds.
Yeah, it's funny. I like Elliot a lot. He's just like
he's so into
they all
it.
got
He's such
together,
a geek.
and they're all at his his dad's establishment, like the dentist office or whatever. It's like a really big space, and they get to stay somewhere. It's like a little lair big lair for them.
Yeah, it is.
They have a place to crash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I love Diego and Luther connecting more.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
I love Luther. Like, he really is a softie, and sometimes I get kind of like annoyed because I'm like, oh, come on, really, Luther? But you just can't help it. Like, I just feel so bad for him, and you know, it just breaks my heart. And how he goes up to his father just to talk to him, and I get it. Like, you have no one else there. You think everyone else is dead, and you're trying to connect and somehow reverse things if it's possible. But his father is so freaking. So freaking rude.
And he's true to his word. He doesn't want children, you can tell in the future that
for sure.
He treated them as, agents. They're heroes. You're not a, I'm not going to be, a father figure to you. I'll have Grace, whatever happens to her, how she transforms into a robot is going to be interesting.
I'm thinking she dies, and he is so heartbroken by it that he makes her into a robot. Yeah, like, I don't know if it's actually her or like he downloads her memory or something. I don't know, because hopefully he just didn't say, oh, I'm going to do a crazy experiment. Because you never know. Like, he's brutal sometimes. Like, he's very...
And he started off with Pogo. Pogo died, and he brought him back to life.
Yes, he did.
That was crazy with that same serum that he brought back Luther.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is that serum?
Right.
And it made Luther more ape-like, so maybe they actually extracted it from Pogo and then experimented on that to make the super serum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Pogo, though, because they seem to really care for him a lot, but he went through a lot of experiments and even sending him into space. And
oh, boy.
Luckily, he survived with the serum.
Jeez.
But they treated him like a son. So Grace was an actual person, and they played mommy and daddy pretty much and had a chimpanzee son. And they really cared for each other. And that was interesting. I was kind of weirded out to see that. Because he's so, like, removed from emotions.
So she was a doctor or a scientist.
She had to be,
in her prior life, So
what happens to her?
That intrigued him, and he must have been the head of this,
organization.
Yeah, he must have. And it looked like it was like a government, like a government funded or something. It looked like that.
Yeah.
Top secret.
And he knew how to throw a party. Like, a lot of people were there.
Yeah.
And they were laughing at him or laughing with him, I should say, because like he was the life of the party, and I was like, wow, I want to know more.
Yeah.
So I guess until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye, guys.